Oh no you don't, you animatronics. I'm armed this time. Hello everybody, FunReviews here, and it's that time again. As many of you know, every time I've reviewed a Five Nights at Freddy's game, links in the description, I've always ended up getting jump scared by either a bunny or last time it was... I forgot. But, yes, I'm armed this time because I'm not getting jump scared again. So, let's start wasting time, let's jump right in to Five Nights at Freddy's sister location.
For time has looked at your faces, and time never forgets.
So, the story. Oh god, am I gonna have to go sifting through hours of lore that will all still be proven wrong? No. Actually, straightforward. Oh yeah, I forgot I've actually played this. So yes, unlike Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3 and 4, where you don't have to go looking at newspaper clippings, IV drips in bedrooms and typing in codes in walls, Five Nights at Freddy's sister location stories are actually incredibly straightforward, with actual cutscenes, voice acting, and a very actual decent story, with that the handyman personal electronic AI system helps guide you through. There's also a few new characters like Mr. Apton, who I could assume designed the robots, but I don't know that much about him, so I can only assume it's in the book. Scott, you had something and you ruined it. You had an actual cohesive storyline. Oh god. Please someone tell me to understand this game I won't have to actually go looking through the Five Nights at Freddy's World RPG game. Oh boy. The story is you're once again a late night electrician working at Circus Baby's Pizza World, where you have to electrocute the animatronics as well as learn more about the story with Ennard trying to lure you into the scooping room to scoop out your insides, but more about that on the final level. So, enough about the story, let's move on to the presentation. Oh god, I don't want to die. So, the presentation. This one's a doozy, so the presentation and the gameplay are going to be mixed up into one section, and we're going to go through this night by night, because every single gameplay and presentation style is different. Scott, you're not making my job any easier, so I'm going to go through this night by night, looking at all the presentation and gameplay differences. So, let's start with night 1. So, night 1. Night 1's your basic tutorial telling you how to shock the animatronics, make them mad at you. And just doing the routine, going through the motions, meeting the animatronics. And then you go home and watch a sitcom. Now for night 2. But before we get on to night 2, presentation. Night 1's presentation is pretty much see the standard office, and that's it. So, now, let's move on to night 2. Night 2 is when things start to get interesting. We got our first glimpse of gameplay with the baby under the desk minigame, and it is petrifying. For someone who suffers with anxiety, which I do, it is an anxiety-filled nightmare. So basically, I'll give you a quick rundown of what you've got to do. You've got to close up a cupboard and make sure that cupboard stay closed with all your might. And then you go on with your daily duties and watch a sitcom. But now, night 3. I blimmin' hate night 4. It was so hard, Scott Cawthon actually had to release a patch for it, lowering the difficulty, and even then it's still blimmin' hard. So, let's run it down, despite the fact I think I've got PTSD from it. Not making fun of anyone with it, that it's just... Ugh, I think I've got anxiety attack from it. So basically, Ennard traps you in a endoskeleton, well, a spring-lock suit, and you have to wiggle whilst Bellora's little pet things try and crawl into your suit and kill you, whilst also winding up spring locks, which will come loose and, well, you saw what happened to Springtrap. But now, let's move on to Night 5. I blimmin' hate Night 4! It was so hard, Scott Cawthon actually had to release a patch for it, lowering the difficulty, and even then it's still blimmin' hard! So, let's run it down, despite the fact I think I've got PTSD from it. Not making fun of anyone with it, that it's just... Ugh, I think I've got anxiety attack from it. So basically, Ennard traps you in a endoskeleton, well, a spring-lock suit, and you have to wiggle whilst Bellora's little pet things try and crawl into your suit and kill you, whilst also winding up spring locks, which will come loose and, well, you saw what happened to Springtrap. But now, let's move on to Night 5. Night 5 is this game's ending. The ending. So basically, Ennard takes over the handyman robot thing, and guides you to the parts and service room, where you can replicate something you did in Night 3, which was removing Freddy's power module. Only this time, you're pretty much saving baby's soul. So Ennard can then scoop your insides out and walk around inside your body, just like the Five Nights at Freddy's Silver Eyes. I really hate that I had to read that book just to understand the plot of this. But yes, there is no Night 6 to this, but there is an alternate ending. It's not a official ending, but it is an alternate ending. If in the Bellora the baby mini-games, which some randomly happen when you die, if you give all the cupcakes to all the children and then go in the opposite direction when Ennard tells you to go left, you go right, then you can come to a door which leads to a secret area of the building where you can face Ennard. And he is flipping hard. I think my anxiety went through the roof with that fight. It took me 6 hours of non-stop attempts just to beat him. And when it comes to my controller skills, I'm not bragging here, but I'm pretty good with a controller. I could pretty much move like a robot with them. But I was moving with maximum efficiency. I knew where he was. I was constantly checking his patterns, and I still ended up dying. Because he has what I'm going to call Springtrap syndrome. Everything he does is completely RNG. So anything you do, no matter how good, no matter how pinpoint accurate you are, you will still die until the point where you've given up all hope. And then you will succeed. And then you still die at the end because Ennard kills you. But, that's all for this episode of Fun Reviews. If you enjoyed it... Nope! No, you don't! Nope! No, sword! I've had enough of being jump scared by you lot! Ah! That's all for this episode of Fun Reviews. If you enjoyed it, tell me. I'm going to go and take a nap now, because this game has nearly killed me. I'll see you guys on the next Fun Reviews. Bye!